Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Montazar from the Chicago camp, coming back at you again with another lesson entitled, We Doing It Big, Sacarii Passover 2024. We doing it big. What does that mean? Okay. So in 2024, Sacarii has marketed, all right, and has sold tickets to the solemn assembly commemorated in the scriptures, all right, and known as the Passover. Okay. All right. So Sacarii never learned, all right, from the Passover a couple years ago, all right, which is affectionately known as the stripper Passover. Okay. They didn't learn then that it's a solemn assembly. So they bounced back a couple years later, all right, doing the same thing. Okay. This time not with the strippers, but this time we got promo codes and VIP service and your own waitress. You can get your own waitress. All right. That's an important thing. All right. So what Sacarii has done, right? He's allowed people to purchase tickets to the Passover to celebrate with them. All right. You have to either be enrolled as a Sacarii varsity or active prospect. I'm believing that's a street ministry, or you have to have a subscription to the CZYN network. Okay. All right. Where you have a promo code to save on your ticket sale. All right. You can also upgrade to VIP. All right. All right. And you can have your own waitress. You can have your own waitress. I'm sure that's a fee. All right. And then also, I believe one of the brothers did a video showing that it was pay-per-view as well. So just like a fight, you can you can pay to see Sacarii's Passover. All right. So the question would be, does your sign up subscription make you part of the flock? So without knowing the state of the flock, which is Proverbs 27 and 23, be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. Okay. Without knowing the true state of the flock, whether or not a person's heart is circumcised or not, all right, you can just sell a ticket arbitrarily and someone can show up and, in fellowship with you like that. Okay. All right. But hey, that's all part of doing it big. Okay. All right. So one of the reasons why Sacarii stay going off is because they don't view the writings of the Apostle Paul as authoritative. Okay. It's very obvious and very clear because they don't heed the warnings of Apostle Paul. All right. So in the Old Testament, the Passover, okay, was a foreshadowing, all right, of what the Passover would be. Okay. So the lamb and the blood on the doorpost, all those were foreshadowings. Who ended up explaining the foreshadowing? The Apostle Paul. Okay. But at the same time, they're not heeding his warnings. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 37. It says, if any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. Okay. All right. So that's not being heeded or listened to. The truth is not for sale. 2 Corinthians 4 and 3, it says, but if our gospel be hid, is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. All right. The God of this world is Esau, Edom. Okay. And they are actually coming in the spirit of Esau, Edom. Okay. Verse 5, for we preach not ourselves. Let me read that again. For we preach not ourselves. Paul says we preach not ourselves, but Hamashiach, Yahushua the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Hamashiach's sake, okay, for Yahweh's sake. So we preach not ourselves. Now, what that is that's that self-grandizement Apostle Gabar talks about all the time. All right. These people, Sacarii, what they do is they're marketing their name. Okay? They're marketing their name. All right. They're preaching themselves. All right. It's no different than the spirit of Esau. All right. It's all about branding and packaging. You know what Esau does in the pharmaceutical sector? What he does is he takes the plants that the Lord put on this earth to heal the nations, right? He takes those plants and he breaks it down to their compounds. He breaks down the structures, analyzes them, and you know what he does? He makes a synthesized version that he could patent and sell. That's what Esau does. He literally takes the Lord's creation, breaks it down, creates a synthesized version, patents it, and then sells it to you. That's your pharmaceutical company. Okay? Well, that's what Sacarii does. Okay? Whether it's in the form of a calendar or a Bible or a Passover event. That's what they call it, a Passover event. All right, this is Sirach 27:2. It says, as a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stones, so the sin stick close between buying and selling. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Sirach 27:2. As a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stones, so the sin stick close between buying and selling. Proverbs 23:23. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also, wisdom and instruction and understanding. That buying the truth is about the investment. Okay? You buying this truth is accepting this truth wholeheartedly, and then you what? Sell it not. Matthew 21:12, it says, and Yahushua went into the temple of the Most High and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves, and said unto them, it is written, my house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. Now keep in mind that a man's goings is of the Lord, okay? All right, so if Eleazar stayed going off, all right, it's by design. This is Ezekiel 14:9. It says, and if the prophet be deceived when he have spoken a thing, I, Yahweh, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. 1 Corinthians 11:19. For there must also be heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. So you got to have heretical doctrine, right? Because the Lord is all about balance. You got to have heretical doctrine and you got to have 100% truth. Okay? So let's see. Before I get into the warning that Paul wrote, let's go ahead and watch the video. Let's watch the video or the advertisement, the advertisements.
Like that Israelite dollar. I know a lot of y'all are looking for a home for Passover. Well, March the 22nd here in Atlanta, Georgia, Sacarii, we're doing it big if it be the will of the Lord. And we're doing it to celebrate and to commemorate Yahweh and his great mercies and salvation, and look forward to the salvation coming through his only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ Yahweh Shai. Right, we're doing it again here in Atlanta, Georgia, March the 22nd. If you are not a member of Sacarii, there are only a few ways to get your invitation and be enabled to purchase a ticket. And that's if you're enrolled in Sacarii Varsity, you're actively a prospect for Sacarii, or if you're a subscriber to CZYN.network. Get over to CZYN.network, subscribe now. Use promo code Deacon Sacarii. You'll save on your subscription, and you will be enabled to follow the instructions and receive the invitation on how to obtain your ticket for Passover, March the 22nd. We're also doing a full slate of events for that weekend. The next day, a special presentation to commemorate our 1-year anniversary of my debate with Dr. Michael Brown. Right, we're doing it. It's called The Truth About the Jews and the Slave Trade. Right, me and Assad will be doing it. Powerful. And then we will also be doing a breakdown on the truth about the 2/3. At the Passover, before we get into the ceremony, Lord willing, I'll be doing a presentation on the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Right, so that's what you're getting at the price of your admission for your Passover ticket, as well as all you can eat buffet. Always going down something major. You can get your VIP upgrade, get your own personal waitress there. I'm telling y'all, man, it's going down in a big and a major way. We'll have performances, photo ops. It's going down. And the venue is beautiful. It's immaculate. It's top tier. It's going down again. That's Friday, March the 22nd. March the 23rd, again, we'll have a venue where we'll be doing those special presentations. And then March the 24th, we'll be doing the same thing. We'll be having a Sabbath service to bring in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? So it's going down again in a major way through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Get over to urbangrow.com. Get over to czwine.network, man. Come function with us, man. It's going down.
Hey, he said, come function with us, okay? So let me give a shout out or a shalom to the brother GMS Babylon is fallen, okay? The water, because I snatched this from off of him. So you got bottle service. Is it bottle service or is it a waitress? Is it a waitress? You got VIP. That's just like in the club. You got VIP service. You can get your own waitress. It's photo ops. You got photo ops. Oh man, you got promo codes. It's going down in a big way. Oh boy. he said everything but bottle service. Man, let's look at the warning. Okay. Apostle Paul gives a warning. But if you don't recognize the writings of Apostle Paul as being authoritative, why would you heed the warning? This is 1 Corinthians 11:27. It says, wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. And that ain't no nap, okay? That's death. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. Wherefore, my brethren, when ye come together to eat, tarry one for another. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that ye come not together unto condemnation. And the rest will I set in order when I come. All right, so the Passover and the Lord's Supper is something that you have to examine yourself over. All right, you need to truly be a believer. All right, so you don't heap condemnation onto yourself, and eat of the bread and drink of the cup unworthily. All right, and so a promo code ain't gonna help you discern that. All right, and lastly, let's go back to the thumbnail. You see this thumbnail on the right-hand side? That's a semi-automatic rifle. All right. Now, that was a carnal act, all right, in a spiritual, a very, very spiritual assembly. All right. I will not trust in my bow. All right. So before I came into this truth, I was collecting and going to the gun range. I may have been to the gun range maybe once since I've been in this truth now. Okay. My gun's just sitting in a safe. All right. And I haven't had the desire, the need, or the want to go to the gun range since I've been in this truth. Okay. So, because I know that these weapons ain't going to do anything. These weapons ain't going to save me. I will not trust in my bow. Psalms 44:6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. 2 Corinthians 10:4. In closing, it says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. All right. And Sacarii couldn't possibly bring every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach when Paul says that he got his message and he got his ministry from Yahushua. Okay? 1 Corinthians 14:37. If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. Now, if you're not recognizing that Paul's writings are the commandments of the Lord, then it will be very, very easy to see why you would be going off on Passover 2024. Okay? And it'd be very easy to see why you would be trying to do it big. All right? All right, so this has been We Doing It Big, Sacarii Passover 2024. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.